Sometimes people forget that Constantinople was not built in one day, and just like Big Hit slash HYBE, it was not either. Granted, HYBE slash Big Hit has become a domestic and global powerhouse in the music industry, and in the media become so big it's hard to quantify. However, when it comes to the factors of how they became so big, some people suggest that it's part of the social media that enabled BTS to become as big as they are, or maybe it was just a stroke of luck. But people forget that there were people amongst a team of others that helped Big Hit get as far as they have. And this includes the musicians I want to talk about today, the key producers that Big Hit put together. Now, not to take away anything from these other groups' members who are producers in their own right, like BTS's Suga, BTS's J-Hope, even Jungkook himself, or the other members of TXT who found a way to incorporate their own songwriting and production choices inside their own music that's made them as big as they are today. However, this is about the team that made Big Hit so big that they can stand tall in the faces of the domestic and international sphere. So, without further ado, let's get into them. It's fair to keep in mind that South Korea houses duos and teams of their own that do push other labels to be their best selves of their groups, such as the Brave Brothers who helped produce Sistar, and of course you have YG's very own Teddy Park, as well as other slew of producers, which I will talk about in probably a different video. But also you have none other than P-Dog. P-Dog, the backbone, the head producer of BTS. Now, P-Dog is arguably the most famous producer from the label. He connected with Hitman Bang in 2007 and was responsible for at least 80% plus of BTS discography and their most known hardcore signature songs like Dope, Run, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Spring Day, etc. The hip-hop base accompanied by EDM, pop, and house is his game. He really needs no introduction, as pretty much he is the foundation of sonically where BTS went in their first 7 years. He's been awarded the grand prize at the Korean Music Copyright Awards, which every major songwriter in Korea is listed, named Composer of the Year by Gaon, and tributes on national television by various artists. I call P-Dog Hitman Bang's right-hand man artistically. Up next, we have none other than Slow Rapid, the main producer of Tomorrow by Together, and he's been involved since 2012 in the label. He has had a hand in the less abrasive, more ambient or melodic sentimental side of BTS's production. He's had a plethora of early writing credits more than his production. Think about Coffee, Hold Me Tight, and Serendipity by BTS. Keep in mind two factors regarding BTS sonically. Slow Rapid disappeared off of BTS's collective material, so that could explain some of the reasoning for BTS not sounding the same to some extent. Great example of Slow Rapid is all of his work with Jin. Jin is Slow Rapid's muse in all of the best ways, from Awake to Epiphany to Night and Moon. However, when it comes to Tomorrow by Together, Slow Rapid is on another stomping ground. From the first two songs in Tomorrow by Together discography, Slow Rapid unearthed something whimsical and kinetic. Blue Orange, Crown, Runaway, Maze in the Mirror, Blue Hour, I Know I Love You. Basically, everything as a main producer for TXT as P-Dog was to BTS was perfectly balanced. If I pronounce this wrong, please correct me, but Adora, she is somebody that's very underrated. She was the female vocal producer and songwriter of BTS and Tomorrow by Together for a short time. Named the Recording Academy's top 5 K-pop songwriters and producers who defined 2021, she has been recognized by NME in the UK and Bandwagon for a strong songwriting and producing skill. Currently, she's become a sustainable soloist under Aurora Entertainment. And leaving Big Hit just recently, however, her influence on the Big Hit sound is very underrated. She would add her own voice as a sub-vocal or dialogue in different songs like Seesaw by Suga, Pluto, and of course Daydream by J-Hope. She's been around since BTS's explosion in Korea with the Wings era in 2016, and definitely a necessary secret weapon of Big Hit that will be missed. Now let's discuss someone that I feel like not everybody's a fan of, but he did play a role. Supreme Boy. Originally a trainee to be in BTS, the hip-hop version of the group, only to opt out after the revamp to an idol group, Supreme Boy has been involved in the more hip-hop sound of BTS since their debut mini album Too Cool for School on the intro track. When thinking of signature sounds of Supreme Boy, I think J-Hope's bass line and Hangsang. Mostly across the discography for BTS, he's been a co-songwriter, but the best example of his production is in BTS's 2020 Map of the Soul 7, where he is credited as the main writer and only producer for the drill music-inspired song, Ugh. Elsewhere, he exists for the producing hard-hitting Tomorrow by Together debut LP opener New Rules. He more so just co-writes on their album openers, but still there's no denying his presence of all the roster and its sound. So we should definitely involve and of course accept that this would not all be possible without the last but certainly not least important part of this sound, musician and founder Hitman Bang, and the most experienced songwriter than anyone else listed. I mean, besides being everyone's artistic backbone essentially, artistically he's what I call the executive producer. The overall style of the song's direction has his mind involved. From the melody to the final product, he's seen as one of the most interesting and integral songwriter producers of the past 15 years in South Korea. Wonder Girls, Teen Top, 2AM, G-Friend, all a part of his musical resume, and he's been decorated with so many honorary titles and awards just for music alone, I couldn't read them off. But most importantly, when it comes to the song structure, you can assume his hand is involved, and it's the reason why you can't imagine a BTS song any other way. Now, these 5 are what most consider to be the peak backbone of BTS's catalog from 2013 to 2018. When people talk about BTS's discography and the quality it has, these are the people that they most likely have in mind that brought a breath of life into the material. The amount of genre bending done was executed with them in mind alongside the members themselves. Big Hit / HYBE are one of the most standing in-house production music labels strong in Korea right now. This is an important notion to respect the people that brought forth music for a generation. If you made it to the very end of this video, thank you so much for watching and listening. Please make sure to comment more about what you want me to talk about in the future because I am open to more topics. And like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.